Hey guys, how's it going? This is Delmer again and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, thank you very much for joining my channel. I really appreciate your time. I know a lot of you follow me on Twitter. A lot of you just recently joined my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for that. And today I'm pretty excited because I'm gonna be talking about, how you can actually take an idea from, a dream that you had at night, a dream that you had always in your life, and then, be able to take those dreams and make them a reality. And not only that, I also want to talk about why are some people, able to push some ideas and actually implement them, and some people can. Some people just, they have amazing ideas, and I actually have a lot of friends like that. That they're great, they're smart, they have been able to push their ideas, make them a reality. But I also have some friends that haven't been able to do that. So that's the reason of this video, is that I want to dig in and talk about why some people can actually do that, where some people cannot do that, and why can I do what I do every day of making games and making games so small that I can actually get them pushed and actually deploy to the store. So I get a lot of questions in LinkedIn about and Twitter about how do I actually do it? How I have two kids, I have a family, I have a day job, I have many games in progress, many things that I'm doing. I'm always busy, but I'm always busy not in the busy work way. I'm actually busy in having fun, and that's the thing that I want to I want you to emphasize that, because that is very important. In anything that you do, you need to have fun. You need to enjoy everything that you're doing. So to come back to the topic of projects and why some people can actually release some games where some people can't actually release some games, I think it's actually pretty simple. And the reason why I think it's pretty simple is because not everybody has the same the same thought process that goes into actually making something a dream and then pushing it to the installation level where it's actually deployed to the store. So if you're a person that is going through that right now, I want you to listen to this, because this is really important. And that is that you want to make sure that you make your games small enough that you can manage. And that doesn't mean that your game doesn't need to be fun. Your game is going to be fun, but you got to think about make a game amazing. I'm not saying don't make a game amazing. Release your game, that's great, it's amazing, it's big. If you want to do that, that's great. Or if you want to make a big game and never release it, that's basically up to you. But what I want you to listen though is I want you to make a game that you can actually release. Be a practitioner and not somebody that is always talking about doing things and you never get to do things. So if you have a project idea right now, you're working in an idea, and you're asking yourself the question if you're gonna have enough time to do it, the first thing that I want you to focus on is that there's actually not a deadline. And it might sound really strange coming from me, because I'm always saying, make sure that you have a deadline, make sure that you have a deadline. The reason I want to emphasize that piece is because I say that you don't have a deadline, meaning that if it takes you 3 years to release your game, that's fine, but you're gonna release your game. If it takes you 5 years to release your game, great, but you're gonna release your game. But how do you get into the mentality of actually finishing things? The worst thing that can happen is that you start working on something and it's amazing, you get excited. 2 years go by, you're not as excited as you were. Then life hits you up, and all of a sudden you don't work on your game anymore, and then you kill that game, and then you're gonna regret that for the rest of your life. And how do we avoid that? And the deadline philosophy means that yeah, we were not gonna have a deadline, but we're actually gonna finish the game. We're actually gonna get it done. So if you only have time, let's say that you have an hour a day to work on your game, and you work on your game 5 days a week, and you work on your game 7 days a week. I mean, that's 7 hours a day. Say that it takes you a couple of months to do it, 2 to 3 months to do it. That's a lot of hours that you can actually focus on your game. If it takes you a few years to do it, that's fine. As long as you're doing the math, as long as you're agreeing on how much you're gonna be including in your game. So the reason why I keep my games so simple is because I get motivated by finishing games, by finishing products. So whenever I start a project, I look at, how big the project is. Yeah, if I'm working with a team, they want to do it all. They want to make this amazing game, this huge game, AAA game, and then I quickly slow them down and say, okay, who is gonna do this? And how much time are we gonna spend on the game? What's the budget? So, have those discussions in the very beginning. That's completely fine. Build an amazing game, but build a game that you can manage. Build a game that you can actually finish. And sitting down, if it's only you're a solo developer, then sit down and think about, okay, I'm gonna be creating a puzzle platformer. I'm gonna have, let's say that you have 20 levels, you have 50 levels. Then write that down. Then say, okay, who is gonna be doing the art? Who is gonna be doing the music? Who is gonna do, the animations? Write everything down. Create your project. Make sure that you know everything. You might not know everything that is needed, but you might have a high level idea of what is required. And then actually, come up with an estimate. How long is it gonna take you to release that game? And if it's gonna be 6 months and that's what you know right now, then great. Just create a project board in Trello, add a deadline, and if you don't want to add a deadline, that's okay. Just say, okay, it's gonna take me a year, and that is an estimate that I'm giving right now, but it might change, but that's completely fine. The next piece is, okay, now that you have your project, now that you came up with the idea of the project and making a reality, now is when you sit down every day and you have your schedule and you're working on your tasks and you're being consistent. So you're gonna keep doing that for for 1 week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, for a few months, and you're gonna be consistent. You're not gonna skip any day, and by not skipping and being serious, if you have to go on a vacation, well, take a laptop to your vacation, and at least, or if you don't want to take your laptop, take your phone, and just even if you're just coming up with ideas for some of the levels where you have your notes app and you're taking notes, or you're capturing reference images, just do that. The reality of the game, though, is that you gotta be consistent. You gotta be doing this every day. Do it as much as you can, and then after a few months, you're gonna realize that you actually build this into your own routine. You're building consistency. You're seeing progress on your project. You're working with your team. And give it time, but actually make sure that you are consistent. That routine, you gotta make sure that you follow it to the letter. Make sure that you're always finishing tasks. If it's a small task, that's completely fine, but finish those tasks. And when you look back, you're gonna see how much you have accomplished. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I appreciate it. I really hesitate the importance of finishing something that you started. The worst thing that can happen is that you have all these dreams and years go by and then you look back and you didn't finish them. I think what we want to do is actually finish everything that we start. Even if it's small, make sure that you finish it. So thank you very much again. Don't forget to share this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.